Hi there, it's Catherine from Sunnyside Journals with a flip through today of a journal I just finished this morning. I've been working on this journal for a few weeks, and this morning it all came together. So I'm going to do a little flip through. This journal was commissioned. My sister-in-law's best friend is having a birthday this month, and she asked if I would put together a journal for her friend. And I said I'd be happy to. So I have a few little things for you to watch out for in it. Her favorite colors are blue and purple, and she loves roses and tiger lilies and lily of the valley and lilacs and hydrangea. She has 3 children. She's happily married. She loves to travel. Her favorite places to travel. Apparently she's been all over the world, but her favorite places are Hawaii and London, England. She likes chocolate. She loves Maeve Binchy. So those are a few of the things that I'm trying to recall off the top of my head. So I made this book from a book by Blackie and Sons Publishers, and they are notorious for not putting a publishing date in their books. So we'll get into it and I'll show you. It's an old book, but we will never know what date it is. So the tie ribbon that I made for this one is sort of a plum-colored grosgrain ribbon, and I put a key on it. And it just simply hooks like that. And a little bit of lace. It's always nice when you can open up your journal and it feels like a present. So as ever, I always try to include whatever leftovers that I didn't put into the book so that the next owner can start making this book their own. So I just put a few little things on the envelope. Her name is Linda, as you can see here. So she can open it up and think, oh, I want to put this in here and I want to put that in there. Apparently this is a fish that is native to the waters around Hawaii. Who'd have known? And it is full of all kinds of little goodies. Some leftover fabric, some ribbons. Yeah, so she'll be able to decide where she wants to put things. A little pansy, a little purple pansy. So that will go along with it. The book's name is Pilgrim's Progress. Apparently it's quite a famous religious book about a Christian pilgrimage. I looked into the history of the book, and it's been published many, many, many times over a long period of time. And this is just one of many editions that it's had. This one is by Blackie and Sons. So my sister-in-law came over one day. We had a lovely time. She got to come in and peruse around in my inner sanctum here. She and my niece. And so I gave her a few books for ideas that she could choose for when I make the journal. And she chose this one because her friend loves blue, and because it really does have a very, very pretty cover. You can see all the embossing on it. And I later found out, at first I thought I was going to cover this maybe with some decoupage. But I later found out that a pilgrim is also a person who is journeying, who is searching and journeying. And I thought, you know what, that is absolutely perfect for someone who loves to travel. So I thought, I'm just leaving this the way it is because that's so pretty. It's so beautiful with the flowers on the front. The spine was showing quite a bit of wear and tear here and here, and was actually thinning right through. If I held it up to the window, you could see through it. So I had to fortify it somehow. And I chose to just do it with a very thick, sturdy lace so that you could still see the blue through it. I thought that that made it, enhanced it, rather than if doing fabric. I don't know. It just, fabric wasn't meant to be. Let me move these things. There we go. I left the cheesecloth sticking out the top. She can trim that back if she doesn't like that, but I like that. So there are 5 signatures in it. There are, where'd my book go? I think there are 108 pages in it. For some reason, 2 of the signatures got more papers. There's 108 pages, yeah. So most of the signatures have 4 pages, 2 of them have 5 pages, and it just all worked out that there's 108 pages. So when we open it up, the end papers are from a book I have on English gardens, and it's a botanical book of artwork somebody drew of flowers that grow in the different seasons in an English garden. And this is actually the garden, the artist's garden. So I simply cut it down the middle. Well, I cut it where it split nicely, and put one side here, and I put the other side here. And these are the flowers that grow in the artist's garden during July and August. So I thought that looked pretty, and since she loves England and she loves flowers, I thought those made beautiful end papers. They were so pretty. I didn't put anything on them, but she's got her goodie envelope, and if she decides she'd like to go ahead and put something on them, it's her book to do with. I made a pocket here out of Lily of the Valley because she loves Lily of the Valley, so there's a little tuck spot there. I've included a vintage card for Colleen to sign and give to her friend. Isn't that pretty? I just love this card. I've been saving it for a long time. It's funny how you save something and you don't know why, and then the reason presents itself. Because Colleen is definitely an Irish Colleen, and there's some clovers here on the card. So I put that right there, and Colleen will be able to sign that for her friend. So inside here, the next page is the lady's date of birth. So I also just put a little detail here, a little English cottage, and the number 19 again for the day that she was born. I made a little journaling card on seashells. I figured that felt kind of Hawaiian, and there's a little journaling spot right there. Some palm trees and an elegant lady. So she can put that wherever she likes. I tucked it there just to put it somewhere. Now here is chocolates. This page, oh, that's another thing that this lady likes, this page. I have the entire script for the first season of Downton Abbey. So there's actually a few of these pages. I've tea-dyed them, and there's a few of these in this journal. So this is actually the scene where that gentleman died in Mary's room, and they get rid of the body. So I had to include that. So I thought that was fun. And just some little, you're going to see, as ever with my journals, I don't like to overfill them. I really like to leave room either for writing or for the new owner to do as they wish with it. I'm just not one to overfill a journal. I like to just put little details here and there. This is a vintage card in the center, and then I've made tuck spots in the ends, so you can still journal and journal and journal. Oh, that's a map of Hawaii. otherwise known as heaven. I've heard. I've never been to Hawaii, but I've heard it's beautiful. And then over here is another journaling card. As ever, index cards. I love index cards. So there we go. We'll keep going through. More Downton Abbey. Little tuck spot. This is from Tara Road, Maeve Binchy. It's the cover of a Maeve Binchy book, so I've made a journaling spot out of it. And this is also from another Maeve Binchy book, and now I can't remember which one this is from. I think this is the bottom part of the cover from Circle of Friends. I lucked into a whole bunch of them at one of my little stores. A Lady at the Beach. This is an antique postcard, a real one. It's lovely. It's embossed. I found an entire package of like 30 postcards that obviously went to the same person, and most of them were dated from the late 1890s and the early 1900s. This one didn't get dated, but I know that if it's in with all those other ones, it's from either the 1890s to the early 1900s. And again, I just thought it was purple, and she likes purple. So I thought that was a nice little splash of purple. This is music. I believe it's As Time Goes By. Yeah, Moonlight and Love Songs. Yep, there we go. A little tuck spot with some roses. And this is the final page from Circle of Friends. And I thought she'd have room for journaling on the rest of it. And that's just the last 3 paragraphs of that book. That's a Maeve Binchy book, for anyone who doesn't know. Apparently this bird, and I forget the name of it now, is native to Hawaii. Some more, all these papers, if they're not already naturally yellowed because they're old, I have tea dyed them. This is a vintage card. Imagine sending someone a card because they're going to be going on a trip, but people used to do that. So it's just a cute little vintage card of a lady going on a trip, and I've turned it in also into a tuck spot. On both sides there are some index cards that I've made little journaling spaces, and then she can also still journal on the back there. I made a little collage here with a seashell, and it says Remarkable Days, and then that just flips out for journaling in. And same with on this side. This side says the extraordinary, the exotic, the everyday. So this is cute too. It says, "Hello Hawaii, how are you?" I was able to find quite a few things for Hawaii, which surprised me. This is a map of London from a, oh boy, a 1936 book I have. So I thought she could journal on the back of this map. I thought that was very pretty. And this is out of the same book. This is a photo of Big Ben. And again, she can journal on the back of that. I made a little journaling card out of a playing card that has a map of the world on it. And then she can open this up. If she's got any secrets that she doesn't want anyone to be able to see, she can close that up. She can write inside, close it up, and no one will be the wiser. I made a tuck spot. It's almost like a pocket. I prefer a two-sided pocket. I don't like when a pocket is closed in on 3 sides for the most part. I find there's a little more freedom to take things in and out when you only glue the corner. Anyhow, this is from Nancy. Thanks, Nancy. I figured it's the recipe for mimosas, and you just can't start a vacation without a mimosa, or arrive to your destination and not have a mimosa. Just a little card to journal on with some roses from a vintage book. I made a journaling card out of, this is from an old Canadian Tire magazine, and I'm hoping that these are the kind of bikes she must have had at one point, because this is from, I believe, 1974. So, and I made it into a journaling card. And then the little tuck spot there is from, let me put that here, from a milk bottle. And again, she's I think 3 years older than me. Anyhow, so she will remember milk caps. More room for her to do her own thing in her new book. Here's the little tuck spot that I showed on Instagram the other day. I made this, this was, I think, from Bank of Nova Scotia, I believe, but it's on the back, so we'll never know. So I made a little tuck spot, and it's also, you can tuck things in behind it. And this is just an old flashcard, and I decoupaged a napkin on it. And then I thought these two ladies look like they're having fun, and hopefully it reminds her of her times together with my sister-in-law. This is another fish that's native to around the waters of Hawaii, so I made a little journaling spot out of it. So he goes in there. Maybe it looks like a little aquarium. Who knows? There he goes. Here's a little rusty bulldog clip. Oh, a little piece of lace there. I made a little tuck spot with a few extra goodies. This was the front page of the original book. So I just thought I'll tuck a few little extras in there. Here's a little handmade envelope with a little something something in there. And she can decide where if she wants to glue it right there, she can. If she wants to keep this loose, she can. She might want to put it on the last page. I don't know. I'd like to be able to leave a little bit up to the new owner. So that's just there. This is a file folder. I love using file folders in signatures because it can you can clip things and they're tough. So I clipped it onto there because it's strong enough to handle it. This was the only illustration in the original book, and it's blank on the back. So I thought if she felt like journaling on the back of it, she could. The book is about a Christian pilgrimage of, I guess, finding your faith in your journey, I guess. And this might be the parable of the poor man and the wealthy man. I'm not sure. I made another little journaling card out of a playing card, and this is from London. So I put a queen on it, and then there's happy times and lots of journaling spaces on it, a beefeater in there. And if you look closely, that says God Save the Queen. And that is the music for it. So as a Canadian, we have lots of copies of that song. We hear it a lot. This is the cover from another Maeve Binchy book, The Lilac Bus. And I thought, well, that's two things. I got two things in one with that because she likes lilacs and she likes Maeve Binchy. Some more journaling space. This is piano paper. Thank you, Nancy. I glued two sheets together because it was a little bit fragile. And 2 sheets glued together, it's fine. It's very happy now. It's happy to be part of the journal, and I just put a little vintage reproduction of a flower arrangement down there. I left this spread for her to do as she pleases. The spreads are usually my favorite thing to do when I start decorating the signatures, but I thought I can't be greedy all the time. So this one, that blue is just so pretty with the tea dyeing. So this is for her to do as she pleases with it. More piano paper and 3 children, because she has 3 children, and 3 babies here because she had 3 babies. a little tuck spot with She Loves Roses, so I made a tuck spot out of that. This is one of those birding cards, and I just put a little forget-me-not down there, ephemera. And just little details here and there, but again, I didn't do too much. I really want to leave it up to her. This is from the cover. It's a tuck spot, and it's a journaling area. This is from the cover of Circle of Friends, a Maeve Binchy book. And here's another playing card that I made into a journaling card. And it's got the Queen on there. And I made the tab out of a measuring tape. Lilacs. You'll see that the fabric, when this is a hollow back hidden spine, and that fabric back there is purple and blue. If you can, not sure if you can see in there. There we go, purple and blue, and lavender, shades of purple. Lots of laces on the edge, but I used flat laces this time. Oh, here's the music for from Casablanca, As Time Goes By. I had to put a little bit of a tribute to her Sweetie Pie in here, so I thought, well, that's one of the most romantic songs ever. Some page from a Sears Roebuck catalog. This is a reproduction. I'm not claiming it's real, but I did tea dye it, and it came out lovely. Two friends talking on the phone, and it just says there, laughed and talked. This is quilting graph paper. This spread, I just simply put, I've been saving this too. Every once in a while I find something and I think, oh, it's so beautiful. I'm going to find the perfect place for that. And this is one of those things, this glove holding, they look like cherry blossoms, or yeah, cherry blossoms. At first I thought hydrangea, but they look like cherry blossoms to me. Some kind of maybe apple blossom, crab apple. Another little, just a little collage here. I love when you can find these perfect sentences out of books. Again, some purple flowers. She likes purple. Here's a vintage anniversary card as a tribute to her happy marriage. And if you open it up, it's so cute. Let me turn this. So it says, on your wedding anniversary, ever since your wedding day, you've kept your hearts in tune, and married life for you two is just one long honeymoon. And they're kissing. And I thought that was perfect because it sounds like, I've never met this couple, but it sounds like with all the trips they take, their life really is one long honeymoon. And a little tuck spot made from a puzzle piece here. So again, because it's this anniversary wedding theme, these two cards are the church and the dress. Those were also from some happy mail from Wishes and Weeds. Another little, the other part of As Time Goes By with a couple of lovebirds down here. Here's a tuck spot of just hydrangea, and I forget where I got this from. I fussy cut it. It was off something, well, obviously. This was from a box of really beautiful stationery that I found at one of my thrift stores. Everything in here is thrifted, by the way. I guess I should have said that at the beginning. My regulars here know that's my thing. I don't like to put anything brand new into my journals. Everything needs to come from a secondhand source. So this was actually wrapped paper-wise around a package of stationery. But it was so pretty, I thought, I've got to find somewhere to use that. It says Cranes since 1801. So, and I just made a corner, sort of like a corner belly band instead of a north-south or an east-west belly band. It's an across-the-corner belly band. I love doing those. That's what I did back here with the, with that old... Of course, now I can't find it. With this. So it's like a belly band in a way, but it just discreetly goes across the corner. More room for journaling here and there. Little Victorian thing. Some red rose tea cards. Again, she's Canadian and she's in my generation, so she'll know what these are. from Red Rose Tea. This is actually Alice in Wonderland. She loves chocolate, so there's a little, I found an old recipe book from Fry's Cocoa, and that's off of the Fry's Cocoa. Both sides are Fry's Semi-Sweet and Fry's Baking Chocolate. And this is another sheet from the Downton Abbey. The script. I knew it. I love, I had to include one of Isabel and Violet's little conversations. Isabel says, "Yes, but you don't usually win, do you? You always win." And Violet says, "I have been very fortunate in that regard." I love Violet. She's awesome. And Bates and Anna. I had to include a bit of Bates and Anna in there. Some tiger lilies. She likes chocolate, so I included this little flip out of, I have this book of the Victorian Book of Cakes. So this is chocolate Bismarcks. And then this is hazelnut meringue genoise. And then this is from one of those recipe boxes I found at my little thrift store. And it's for Kahlua pizza brownies. I don't know whose recipe it is. I can't vouch for whether it's delicious or not. But it's got Kahlua in it. So, like, I'd drink the batter. I'm just saying. And that's also a tuck spot. So it's a flip out and tuck spot. This is from an opera, Manon. I made the center of this signature is a handmade envelope made from a map of the Hawaiian Islands. And then inside is just some journaling paper. She can put whatever she likes in there. I just wanted her to know she can tuck things in there. And that doesn't have to be glued shut. It can just be tucked behind the little palm tree tab. And there's a very elegant lady. I imagine she looks quite French. I've been watching videos on YouTube lately on how to dress like a classic French woman. I don't think I'll ever do it. I'm just not that elegant, but they just sure do look beautiful. So more room for her to journal. Found a little card here, Kate Greenaway. And there's 3 children. There's 2 boys and a girl. So I thought that was perfect, and I made it into a journaling card. And again, I used part of the cover from a Maeve Binchy book. And here's some more fabric from that I used as the center for the hidden spine. There's some, this is just a little photo of the British countryside. And then some little journaling spaces. This actually is from a 1950s. This is my oldest Monopoly set. I have about 4. And my daughter found it at a garbage dump. Now don't worry. There's, at this particular garbage dump that she went to, it's up north in a little community where everyone's really nice to each other. And they apparently have this shed that you can put good things in the shed. And then it's just free for anyone who wants, you know, if you want it, take it. Or if you've got something good, donate it to the shed when you go to the dump. And my daughter was at the dump, and in the freebie shed was this really, really old, complete game of Monopoly. And I know it was in the 50s. 1952 is ringing a bell for me. But I can't say for sure until I go check again. Anyhow, so that's in there. Everyone needs a get out of jail free card, right? Just in case. This is more Downton Abbey. Mrs. Patmore's in this one. And Carson. And I thought that she kind of looked like Mary. So I made it just flip out so that it can be journaled on over here. And then this is from my Instagram. If you remember last week, I posted this that I made. And it has the St. Lawrence Market from Toronto here. It has a hydrangea here and journaling space. And it's just pretty. And then this is the last page. I made a little pocket out of a lace doily. And I included one of my business cards. And I always try to include one of my bookmarks. That's, in case people wonder, why does she always put these bookmarks in with these ladies? That's my mom and that's my grandmother. And it's from the 1940s. And I just love the look of joy on their faces. So I've still got my mom. My mom's almost 93 now. So I just think that's cool. I love that. So I always tuck that in, and it's got my Instagram and my email in case anyone needs to get in contact with me. And then I took someone's advice and I signed it and dated it here. So that's it. That's the Pilgrim's Progress. And this will be going off to her new home tomorrow. So there's a little lace. There's a little key. And thank you for stopping by and watching this flip through. And I hope everyone has a great day. Take care. Bye.